There it is. That's a bottle psst.
That is a bottle psst.
I like it.
As opposed to the can psst. And I'm going to lose the cap.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to step on that and have an incident. I will sue your ass.
Well, we're going to talk about incidents
I'm not going to sue all of you. I'm just going to sue your ass.
My ass. Well, we're going to talk about incidents today, so that would be most appropriate. But we are back here in Virginia. We're sitting on my deck, and we have a very special guest with us today.
We do.
Yeah. My college roommate. And
what college was that?
That was Penn State, of course. Mm-hmm. Yes, Penn State.
The Penn State.
The Penn State University. But Mr. John Broschak here, he goes way back, grew up with us, and so we're going to talk a little bit about him, his background.
Graduate, 1982.
1982 from Whitehall High School,
our buddy.
Yes, and along the way, since he's living out in Michigan now and has been for years.
He's a Michigander.
A what?
Michigander.
Correct.
A Michigander.
Yeah.
That
I know shit. I drink and I know things.
Shit. Well, okay. So we got a Michigander with us today, so we're going to sample some beers from Michigan. But anyway, say hello, John.
Well, hello, and I got to tell you guys, this, like, when I was contacted earlier this year, it's kind of like my Steve Martin moment. You know, I've made it. I've been invited onto the Hoppy Dudes, and really, really looking forward to spending some time with you guys. And, you know.
Yeah, and this is just the
That's
start
a low
of the
bar, my friend.
Contributing to the cause. Contributing to the cause.
The cause, but not
the symptoms. A little bit of a Rocky Horror reference there. So, John, I mean, like Jerry said, you grew up in Whitehall, so tell us a little bit about, like, you know, what's your memory of growing up in the Whitehall area?
Well, you know, I am a fan of Hoppy Dudes, so many of the episodes have brought back some good memories, some that had to, you know, therapy had put them behind me. But no, I was thinking about, like, I didn't really start hanging out with you guys until probably freshman, sophomore year in high school. So I thought about, like, what, but we all lived in Fullerton, West Caddy, and kind of triangulated
you lived in
there.
Fullerton.
I did 6th Street in Fullerton.
Yeah, so for anybody who hasn't listened to our previous episodes, Whitehall Township, Pennsylvania, was made up of multiple small
boroughs. No.
Villages. Yes.
Dan Risoli.
Explain that to us. Yes, after our fumble on one of our early episodes. And Fullerton, West Catasauqua, Hawkindaqua, Stiles, so on and so forth. But you were a Fullerton guy like me.
Oh, totally. I was on 6th Street, so we were a little bit away from the river as opposed to Jerry, and we were a little bit away from the highway or the main roads as opposed to Lee. But, you know, at the end of the day, we were kind of triangulated there. But
he's in the middle.
What I remember is like I grew up in a strict Byzantine Ukrainian Catholic household, so youngest of 5, and our church, St. John Ukrainian Baptist Church, was in Northampton.
Oh, God.
And from the earliest days that I can remember, since there were 7 of us, church on Sunday was a big deal, right? So we would get
7 kids.
5 kids.
5 kids,
2 parents, right? So I was stuffed in the middle up front between mom and dad, and then the 4 kids were in the back. And we were in a 1972 Buick Electra.
Nice.
This car was about a week long, right? I mean, you could smuggle a large immigrant family in the engine compartment in the front. But anyway, every Sunday morning, you know, we would all pack into this 1972 Buick Electra.
Hop in my Chrysler. It's as big as
we would go up 6th Street. We'd take a right. We'd go down to 3rd Street. We'd go past Ernie's Market and Hilbert's, right?
Oh, yeah.
Go down the hill, then up the hill, and then you entered West Caddy, right?
Yes.
All of a sudden, the same road was a different name. It was First Avenue, which was Jerry Street.
Yep.
And we would go by Pleasant Hill Elementary, which, if you remember, in 1969, Lee and Jerry met there in kindergarten.
And we had shipped him from Fullerton to West Caddy, but not you.
And we would go up over the hill and down the hill. I didn't know this at the time, but past Jerry's house.
My haunted house.
Right? And then down to that very steep hill at the stop sign where Jerry used to sit and watch people crash. And funny story, my mom, bless her soul, her only ticket in her entire life was in the winter, she slid down that hill and slid through the stop sign. Just through she slid through, and the cop gave her a ticket for not failing to stop at the stop sign.
And Jerry was probably sitting on his porch laughing.
I don't know.
It was an entertaining thing to do. We sat on our porch and watched people just just
slide down the hill.
But then we would go
Slide
over the
crash,
Caddy Bridge, right?
Yep.
Catasauqua.
which
We
was
would
a
go-
metal bridge.
Exactly.
that
And
hung-
right? And then we would work our way through Catasauqua
Yeah.
and into Northampton,
Yeah.
and we would
Hang
we
a
would
left,
go to,
yeah.
we would go to church there. So I mean, I had a connection I did not know even
There you
back
go.
then.
Yeah.
What's interesting is that same 1972 Buick Electra later in high school. I had the good fortune of destroying it when I ran into a Mrs. Smith's pie truck.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
right.
Because I so hated those pies.
And we
Right.
talked
We
about that
talked
on one
about that
episode.
on
Yeah.
one episode.
But
Yeah,
we hadn't
that's
coordinated with you, so we didn't use your name.
right. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
now you know. Now the world knows.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yes, it
Yes,
was you
it
that
was-
killed the Mrs. Smith's pie truck. Pies all over the road. What a tragedy.
You know,
It was terrible.
Until we started talking about that in the episode, I had forgotten that whole thing happened, the whole Mrs. Smith thing. I was like, oh my God, I forgot this whole giant incident that occurred.
Well, coming out of that, because people thought I had a death wish up to that point, we went into that fall, and, I was in the marching band, and we did a pie sale with
Oh,
Mrs. Smith's
my
pies.
Oh, I forgot about
As a
this.
fundraiser, and I set like world records selling pies. I mean, I sold one of those pies because I had a story.
You were atoning.
I had a story.
Well, yeah, I remember
you were
this because
atoning.
people were like, the big joke was, yeah, John has to pay for the truck.
And they felt pity for me.
There you go.
they felt pity.
Poor John.
Exactly. No, wait. Yeah, I remember this. Okay. I had totally forgotten about that till you brought it up. But
Wow.
But yeah, so I mean, but we really started hanging out with you in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, freshman football.
Yeah, well,
Right,
because I think
right.
I
Because
met
you were dual. He did the band and football, so he'd like have
Yeah.
to practice and then practice
Yeah.
again. It was
Yeah.
like
Well,
terrible.
On the one episode you guys had where you talked about when you entered high school, big deal, right? You go from the middle school over to the high school,
Yeah.
and like you two claim to have been relative unknowns. Well, I did not have that fortune, right? Because my brother was the high school
yes.
band director. And if you remember in Whitehall at that time, I don't know if it's any different now, the arts were not a cherished thing.
no.
And the marching band in particular was not a cherished activity to be associated with. So I had the dual fortune of my brother was the high school band director, and my next oldest brother, Joe, had just finished being the drum major for the high school
Okay.
marching band.
yeah.
And so you guys talked about upperclassmen. I remember vividly when I
you
was
got your ass
when I
handed
was
to
a
you.
freshman. we were in the A and B wing, so we were in the good part, right? And middle of class, you're terrified always anyway. But I got the pass to go to the bathroom, and I walk into the bathroom in the B wing, and there's literally 30 kids in there, right? I mean, there was a poker tournament going on. They were smoking. There was smoke coming
there's
out.
always
And I
some
walk in,
shit
and somebody
going on.
turns around and goes, "Hey, you're a little Broschak. Come over here," right? And they start playing with me. They're
Great.
batting me around.
Yeah.
They put trash on my head. They
Swirly.
said, "Don't let that fall off your head before the end of the day. We're gonna beat the crap out of you."
Yeah,
Oh, those were the days.
You didn't have anonymity.
We didn't have any of that because nobody knew who the fuck we were. I was the oldest,
and I had no.
and he had no siblings.
Not me. I was a marked man. Marked man, day one.
You
Yeah.
walked in with a target on your
I
back.
think people
Yeah.
were afraid I was a psycho or something. Like they were. I don't know that guy.
Well,
you got no brothers. Who the fuck knows, man? They left me alone.
We don't know who that guy is.
I was thrilled.
As I got to know you, I kind of
It's
thought
kind of true
that too.
Yeah. Oh, I worked with a guy. I won't mention the name. I worked with a guy years later, and he was a freshman when we were seniors in high school. And we were getting along. We were doing good. And he's like, one day he just looks at me and goes, when I was a freshman, I was terrified of you. I felt like you and your friends were all psychos. like if I looked at you wrong, you were going to kill me.
That's going to come up today, I think, a little
there's
bit
a
of that.
reason for
there
that.
was an aura about
we had
some of the things we
history.
did.
Yeah, we did.
Completely untrue and unfounded,
Yeah.
but
I mean,
we
were
did
dicks.
We did a lot of stupid shit, and we're going to talk
we're
about that
stupid.
because our whole discussion today is going to our theme is party foul.
Yeah, party
Memorable-
gone wrong.
Party gone wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Which we had a boatload of.
Yeah. But before we get into that, so what happened after high school? Well, after high school, I mean, we were roommates in college.
We were.
for a couple of years.
Yeah, it's, junior and senior year at Penn State. And that last semester, my fiance, who is still my wife, lived with us.
Moved
so the three of us lived
Three's
together.
company.
And then I went off
except
to
in reverse.
I went off to the Navy. In the Navy.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's right.
And I was a nuclear trained ballistic missile submarine officer. You know, kind of. Whatever.
That they say that's your title, but I know you were just fission.
Oh, that's bad. But that is really
There you
bad. That is a dad joke.
I thought of that one in the shower today. I was like, oh yeah.
Stick to singing.
He's
in the
just
shower.
fission.
Oh God! And I got out after
Moving right along.
I got out after 6 years. We had our son Corey was one. Then we moved back to Michigan, where we've been ever since. And I went on to work at nuclear power plants.
Yeah, because your wife's originally from Michigan.
Correct. That's
From
why
Kalamazoo, right?
in between Kalamazoo and she lived in Grand Rapids, but she went to school in Kalamazoo, and we live in between there to this day. And worked in nuclear power generation for a long time, a couple different nuclear plants, and then last 6 years or so. Got up to the executive level and ran a fleet of power plants.
All right, cool
job.
Yeah. All right, so what are you doing here in VA, in Virginia?
Well, I'm here for our annual play date because I know Lee loves
Play date.
the whole idea of play dates.
Yes, I
Who
did.
arranged the play date, though?
Wait,
Because Lee has a beef with people arranging
He
play
does.
dates for
Yes,
kids.
I do.
I think what happened was
Self-arranged.
my son is now married to his high school sweetheart. We now have 2 grandkids. In fact, the second one, Graham, was born 4.5 months ago.
Nice.
Congratulations.
But our first
Grandpa.
granddaughter, Aurelia, her birthday's late August, and we came out, and I reconnected with Lee over Facebook, I believe, back when you resurfaced a number of years ago on Facebook, and said, hey, you want to get together? And since this is the 5th year, we've come out for about 2 weeks over the Labor Day period to come out for her birthday party, and we've been able to connect a couple of times. But I look at this as my annual play. I look forward to getting together with you guys and hanging out.
Us purveyors of nonsense.
Awesome. Well, before we get into the nonsense and the party problems, it's time for our first beer tasting.
Yay.
It's time for our first beer tasting.
Yeah, it is.
Let's go.
So, first up on the list today is Founders Porter from Founders Brewing Company in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Yes, I've been there.
All right.
I have.
How
been
is
there.
that?
Oh, it's amazing. Well, Grand Rapids claims to be Beer City, USA.
Really?
Right back at the height of the craft beer thing. I think it's maybe waning a little bit now, but
I didn't know that.
yeah. So a number. In fact, you have a couple other on the menu for today. But Founders, this beautiful open air bar right downtown Grand Rapids. They've got tremendous beers that have got a national, international following now. But yeah, it's a fantastic place.
That's cool.
Yeah, oh yeah, no. Founders, a little bit of background. Like you said, they were founded on a street that basically used to have all these 19th century breweries.
Ah.
And as a result of being out on the 19th century street there, they essentially, it was called Canal Street at the time. And they are actually, the truth is, they are the Canal Street Brewing Company doing business as Founders.
Okay.
Oh.
And there's a little story behind that too, because when they started, they got started in the 1990s, mid-90s, 1997 roughly. 96, I guess they kind of established the business, got going in 1997. But they were founded as the Canal Street Brewing Company. They had a name before that for a bit, but then they switched it. But what happened was one of their first beers was Founders Pale Ale.
Yes. I remember it well.
that. Yeah.
I remember it well.
Yeah,
I remember that.
and the label had a picture of old time brewers, kind of giving reference to where they were and so on and so forth and the history.
Yep.
And it said up on the label above the old timey looking brewers, Founders. In big letters, Pale Ale.
Yeah.
And people thought that the name of the brewery was Founders. And so, as a result, they just went with it. They were like, oh yeah, Founders, cool, we'll be Founders. And that's how they got their name. Yeah. So, anyway, taste We can do a little taste.
Let's go.
So full disclosure,
Yes.
I gave up alcohol 4 years ago, lifestyle choice. And what I brought today is a collection of my non-alcoholic favorites. So I will be partaking and talking a bit about some things I've brought in. I know you did a dry January episode,
Yep.
but I'll be enjoying with the Hoppy Dudes.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Good to have you here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, this is delicious.
This is really good. This Founder's Porter, yeah.
And I've been accused of things regarding the taste of porters and stouts.
All right, wait. So let's talk a little bit about this first, and then I'm going to ask you what you taste.
Okay.
So this is, again, Founder's Porter, ABV 6.5%, IBU scale 45, which is really unusual because porters typically run between 25 and 40 IBUs. So this is a really hoppy porter.
It is.
Yeah. So, anyway, what do you think of that?
Delicious. Hoppy. Little coffee in there.
Yep.
And I'll talk about my coffee thing.
Yeah, talk
'Cause I
about your
think-
coffee thing. We'll give you the platform
and a
to
little
get down on coffee.
Cocoa.
Cocoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cocoa.
It is brewed with chocolate and caramel malt.
The
caramel
cocoa.
malt. Yeah. So
See?
so you should get a little bit of cocoa in there.
Yes. I was mocked.
Yeah. But well, and you will be again.
Yay.
But it's black in color.
Yeah.
You know,
It's a bit heavy for a porter,
And
in my
tan head.
opinion.
A
I
heavy
like it.
porter.
It's on the heavy side of porters. I particularly like porters that are lighter. Less like, this is a little more stouty, right?
Okay.
Like stouts
I'm
get
hearing
bigger.
a distinction without a difference here. But
Well,
your porter, stout, and-
porters have a less of a hoppy profile, and porters, in my opinion, good porters are like stout light. Like they're not
Okay.
as big of a beer. Like this is pretty big.
I can buy
Still
that.
a porter,
Yeah.
but it's leaning towards the stout.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
They tend to be a little bit more creamy too. I think
Yes.
the hoppiness of this is what you're getting at.
Yeah, and remember, like a Schwartz beer and a stout are very similar in my opinion.
Okay.
They're dark beers, but they don't act as heavy as they look, basically.
Yeah.
I have a whole thing on this.
What I most appreciate, and I have on the previous episodes, is how deep your knowledge is, and how much of a beer snob you are. You know,
I
just
am.
like the worst of the wine people.
I am.
You're just like
I am.
I love it.
I am a beer snob.
I
It's
love
true.
it. It's great.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Look,
anyway,
I like what I like, and I don't like what I
what you don't like. So thinking,
I like this. It's very
thinking
good.
about the style
Yeah.
and thinking about how you like it. Where would you rate it?
3 and a
scale,
quarter.
Scale of 1 to 5.
3 and a
right?
quarter.
3 and a quarter. Okay.
I'm deducting points because it's leaning towards the stout.
Okay. So on Untapped, 221,000 reviews, and it gets an average of 3.86 out of 5.
Oh, okay. I'm in the ballpark.
You're in the ballpark. Yeah, you're in the ballpark.
My bias is that I have specific categories for stouts and
You
porter.
like what you like.
Yeah, and a
Well,
lot
I know. If I hear porter,
I think you're hung up on the
one
word, but you know. Whatever.
Yeah.
I hear porter. I hear one thing. I hear stout. I think of another.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
don't cross the streams.
I think
it
you're
would be bad.
I think you're thinking too much. But.
Yeah.
Well, no. I've never been accused of that.
No. So John, what are you drinking?
Well, what I brought today, so I could participate, is very popular Sam Adams.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
And Just the Haze IPA, hazy, juicy, and refreshing.
Yeah.
This stuff tastes like beer.
It's really good.
You know,
Yeah.
back in the day,
Yeah.
like when I stopped drinking, and I still wanted to drink beer. You know, so it was kind of like, well, what are your choices? So
Yeah.
Duels or Heineken Zero, right?
Yeah.
And then, I said, well, I'll just found the Athletic Brewing Company. You know, so oh no, but not really. But I found Athletic Brewing, and they have
Yeah.
a great line of
Boy, they're
beers.
good.
Yeah.
And but
This is
most of the
fantastic, though,
major
yeah.
brewers have now come out with a very tasty non-alcoholic version.
Some are good and some are bad, though. We
Yeah.
reviewed a couple in that one we did, and the one there was one we didn't even review because it was so bad.
It was so bad. Yeah.
I was like, what the
Wait,
fuck?
I
Yeah,
can't
there's some bad ones out there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
oh, man.
yeah. I don't,
And it's a good brewery. Their regular beers are lovely.
yeah, but I couldn't find anything nice to say about it, so we just skipped it.
Yeah, we didn't want to be.
Well, that's totally fair.
Yeah, don't want to be a
Completely
dick to anybody.
Yep.
So, all right. Well, let's get into it.
All right, now.
Let's get into the whole
meat.
party foul thing. So, here's the thing. I don't think this happens as much today. At least that's my experience with kids. But when we were kids, if your parents went away, like as they were pulling out of the driveway, somebody was rolling a keg in the back door. And that was just like that was the norm. And I think I remember one of the early keg parties we had, Jerry, was at your house.
Of course.
Yes. Do you remember
an infamous one? Yeah. So if you recall, there's two parts to this story. The first part is the night before the big party.
Oh.
With a friend of ours named Steve.
Oh.
And he brought Mad Dog.
I forgot about that.
And he got
2020.
2020.
Yep.
Mogan David 2020.
Yeah, you ain't seeing 2020 after
Dear
that.
God, he got so goddamn drunk and he barfed everywhere.
Oh, God.
That was the preview.
That was the pre-party.
That was the warm-up, because the next night we had a whole bunch of people to
the
send
house
to
was full.
The house was full.
Mm-hmm.
And
Like
do you remember who delivered the beer?
Yeah, I remember who delivered the beer.
Yeah,
It was
one of our guests, JT, and Sag, Jerry Sag, who was one of the Nasty Boys.
Yeah, they showed up with a quarter keg of beer.
And what beer was it? Do you remember?
I think it was Schmitz.
It was Schmitz.
It was Schmitz.
Yeah.
And they walked
Out
in.
Philadelphia.
Yeah, they walked in and they looked like, I don't know, they looked like.
But they
special agents on a mission.
Yeah, they had a job to do. They're bringing that keg in and they're delivering, and then they're out. They didn't even stick around for a beer. They're like, "Here's your keg. Gotta go.
Well,
we're on a schedule."
Yeah, we got to get the next keg to the next party.
It was hysterical.
But yeah,
and they're only a year older than us.
Well, in many ways, I felt like those guys were training us to take over.
Right?
Take over.
Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah.
But do you guys remember where we put the keg?
In the tub.
Yeah, because we weren't smart enough to have like a tub to put the keg. Like a.
Well, that is a tub.
It is a tub. Yeah. But this was a bathtub.
You got him there, John.
This was a bathtub.
Sometimes a tub is just a tub.
A tub is a tub.
Yeah. But
it's actually the tub.
The tub. And of course, we threw it in there, threw ice around it, and.
Of course, I had to
repaint it before.
I had to touch up the scratches that it put in the tub. So
you had to like paint the tub before your parents came home.
It was
painting the tub.
Yeah, that sounds like a euphemism for something.
Whoa.
Yeah, man, I'm painting the tub today.
Yeah, laying the pipe.
Yeah. That's it. It was a party though.
It was a
good
party.
one. Yeah, by the end of it, we had one of our friends, Timmy, was singing. Remember what he was singing?
Yeah. Send your letters to dear old Captain Noah.
Send your pictures to dear old Captain Noah.
Singing half the night. Yeah, throwing up.
Send today. Send right. Captain Noah was a kids show at the time, and he was singing that. He was a funny guy.
Oh yeah, because I could hear him singing it. Actually, it was kind of funny because we were getting down to the bottom of the keg and we knew it. And me and one of our previous guests, grabbed a chip can, I think, out of your like mom's pantry or something. Charles chip can.
Yeah.
And we dumped the chips out and we took it and we filled it with beer. We were beer hoarding.
I forgot about that.
You
guys were carrying it around.
We were carrying it around.
Like room to room.
And then we hid it I think in your sister's closet.
Yes, that's where it was.
And then we were just like hanging out in your sister's room, just like drinking out of the chip can.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It was pathetic.
I feel like back in those days, like during the week, we would try to figure out whose parents were going to be gone. Right. And definitely by Friday morning, we would find out, right?
Yeah.
And we would just show up.
Were we sophomores at this time when this party went down? I think we might have been.
I think we were sophomores.
Yeah, it was early in the career.
On, because as we learned, we got better. We became the ones who brought the beer and the mayhem.
And the mayhem,
yes. Whereas that was JT and Saggy.
Because they were you're ahead of us.
Bring the beer and the mayhem. Yeah. You're right. Maybe they were just training us.
Yeah.
I never thought of it that way.
Do you remember like the aftermath of that party? Like the next morning, some of us stayed over.
Yeah.
Handful of us stayed there, which was a good
Bomber
thing.
was there. I remember that. Yeah.
And the next morning, your uncle showed up.
Yeah,
just to check on you and how you were doing. And
we hid. Yeah.
Well, you went to the door to talk to him, and the rest of us that were there ran down the basement and hid, and we're like trying to be quiet in the basement and not laugh and hope he doesn't come down. Like what are we going to do if he comes down here? We're just standing around in the morning. We just came over for breakfast. I don't know.
Well, you know, I got in a lot of shit because the neighbor, the lady who lived next to us, she heard all the shit going on. And she didn't like me already because I had a band and we were always rehearsing in the basement, playing drums and shit. And guitars, so she was really hated us terribly, and I understand why. But she hated
justified.
us even more. But the funny, ironic thing is, she and her family would have big kegger parties in their yard, the adults, and get drunk as shit.
The hypocrisy.
It was hypocritical. It was like, you're bitching at us for drinking where you're the worst. You're and her husband and all.
Look in the mirror.
Exactly. That's what I wanted to scream.
I learned it from you, Dad.
Seriously,
that
though.
commercial?
Yes. And they would literally. I was a kid, and I remember, you know, parents coming home drunk as shit from their parties. Their parties. And they were keg parties. They weren't just, let's have a few beers. Let's get a keg and get hammered. The whole neighborhood would come over. The whole block would get hammered at least.
Hey, the whole Catholic thing revolved around the beer keg. Okay, I'm just saying.
We had
polka
Italian
and
family.
beer. Polka and beer.
Yeah.
Polka and beer. Polka and beer.
Yeah.
So
anyway, so I took shit for that one.
But you know, one of our friends. This is funny because one of our female friends. I'll just call her D for the purpose of this.
Lady D.
Lady D for the purpose of this discussion, because I have not cleared using her name. She went home and told her mother that she was at a parent-supervised party at my house. What she didn't realize was that her mother and my mother were friends through the Whitehall Women's Club. And so her mother asked her, what is his house like? Now, the truth of the matter is, we lived in the same model house. And she'd never been to my house.
And she just used her house.
And no, she described your house. She described Jerry's house.
Oh my God,
which is very much different than your house. Very different.
Yeah. And her mother,
4 stories and haunted.
Yes, and her mother knew that basically, no
bullshit.
He lives in the same model house.
Oh my God.
That you do. You could have just said it's the same house. And she went into depth describing your house. Busted.
Epic fail. But that was a very common thing back in those days. I remember distinctly, you stayed over at my house and I stayed over at your house, and neither one of us were anywhere near each other's houses. On several occasions, and we would often do that.
That was a thing. That was a thing.
Exactly.
I had to coordinate it just right.
Exactly.
Sneaky fuckers, weren't we?
But I mean, talking about like parties when parents went away. I remember one time my parents went away, and this was like during the day. Our teachers were on strike.
This is junior year, I think.
This was like our junior year. Teachers were on strike, so we weren't going to school.
Right. It was delayed.
And my parents went away. I don't remember why they had to go out of town or whatever, but we had a keg at my house.
Did they put it in the shower?
Yeah, we put it in the shower in the basement.
I thought so, yeah.
Put it in the shower in the basement.
Yeah.
Well, we had learned by then. You don't put it in the tub.
Plasticky shower.
It's a plasticky shower.
It's not going to scratch.
Yeah, it's not going to scratch. So,
See that?
Yeah,
we're evolving.
We're evolving.
Look at that. Darwin, man.
Yeah. But, so we're hanging out there, and all I can remember is we had a bunch of people there, and one of our friends got really drunk and wanted to call his girlfriend, and we were in the finished area of the basement.
Because that's always a good idea.
Because that's always a good idea when you're drunk. Drunk dial. And so he was on the phone talking to his girlfriend, laying on the floor. And all of a sudden I hear, bleh, and he throws up. And this is in the days when the phone is hanging on the wall.
Yeah.
You got a cord. Yeah. You're connected to the phone. And it's just, like he throws up on the phone.
In the headset.
God, you're never going to get rid of that.
No, because and kids today won't know what this is, but the headset had a receiver and a place where you talked into
it. Yeah.
And they had holes in them.
Yes.
Right?
To collect the puke.
Yeah.
To catch the vomit.
To catch the vomit. And I spent hours with a freaking...
Exactly.
I'm out there with a damn toothpick.
With a pipe cleaner. Rum, 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 rum.
I'm out there with a toothpick and like a newspaper trying to vomit out of the freaking holes in the mouthpiece. Oh, it was nasty.
Well, then we all piled into my station wagon, and because we had
That station wagon, I remember.
Remember it?
Yes.
It had the wood panel sides.
It did.
It was a Ford
Classic.
LTD. Yeah, it was
Classic.
awesome.
Yeah.
And we had to go over we were supposed to be having football practice.
Informal, because we couldn't have real football practice.
Because they were on strike.
Right. And
Yes.
so we were told, go and run it yourselves. Like the seniors were going to run
Yeah,
it.
the seniors
that
are
was
going
a
to
good
run it.
move.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a freaking good idea.
A future pro wrestler, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus Christ. So we ended up going over to Hockey Park.
Oh, yeah.
And on the way, one of the girls riding, who was a cheerleader,
Yes.
barfed down the side of my beautiful wood panel car. I was
my God.
damn it! And then we proceeded to have the worst practice ever because it was nothing but all the juniors were drunk.
All the juniors were drunk.
And the seniors were like, what the fuck? And we ended up having a knucklehead game where people were just bloody.
Yeah,
It was brutal. And we got shit for that by the coaches, remember? Because the coaches were watching.
And you should have.
Yes.
The coaches were spying.
Yeah.
Dicks.
They couldn't
Fucking
be at the
narcs.
practice, but they were sitting and watching, and they were
Narcs.
like, you guys are assholes.
But your story reminded me of a time when I was at home alone, and my parents, who rarely went away, were gone. And I think you called me and you said, hey, what are you doing? And I said, I'm sitting home alone. And you said, great, we'll be there in 5 minutes. And you guys show up.
That's something you never want to hear.
There were probably a dozen of you. You show up, and you had like 8 cases of beer, and you piled into my house.
That's efficiency, man.
Uninvited, right? And you filled the basement, and you're popping beer.
I remember this.
Sitting around.
I wasn't there, I don't think.
And I'm like, guys, look, no, this is not cool. This is not cool, right? It'll be fine. It'll be fine, right?
God,
well, then my parents come home. Because they never went away for very long, right?
Oh,
and they come home and they're like, Johnny, right? And we were down in the basement. And so we all like ran to hide stuff. And then we popped open the storm door, right? Remember the basement storm door? And we all ran out screaming into the backyard. And I'm standing there trying to explain to my parents how, well, my friends just stopped over. Well, why did they just run screaming out the backyard? I don't know.
afraid of you.
Because
They
you're
were late.
scary old fucks.
They're late for something.
I had
You should have said
forgotten
Lee
about
had
that.
chlamydia.
God.
Everyone was running
Everyone
from
was
Lee
scared.
because he has chlamydia.
Not again.
Goddamn Lee!
Don't you get immune to that after a while?
You get it 3 times, you don't have to worry about it.
Oh, Lord. That's awful.
I wasn't at that one. I missed that one.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck. It sounds like a good one though. Ran screaming.
I had forgot.
Out the storm door.
It's not a party till
Out
people
the
run
storm
screaming.
Door. They ran in the basement, then popped open the storm door and running out
Like
the backyard.
Andy M,
My
Uncle
mom's looking
Henry,
out the
Twister.
kitchen window going, where's Lee? Go away.
You should have yelled, "It's a twister!"
Indiana, Uncle Henry.
It's a twister. They're going to the storm.
They're going to find Toto. They're going to save Toto. Oh, God, that was awful. Anyway. All right, well, I'll tell you what.
Is there any more beer around here?
Yeah, glass is getting empty. Glass is getting empty. Time to go to beer
get you off
tasting
that
number
wagon.
2.
We're going to throw John off the wagon today.
Number 2.
We're throwing him off the wagon. You're done.
All right.
Your chip is gone.
All right. Okay, so a different brewery. Bell's. Another.
Been there.
Been
there, done that.
Yeah, Michigan brewery.
yeah, how's
Another
that?
Michigan brewery.
Kalamazoo.
Yes.
Yep.
All right.
And this is a stout?
Oh, he almost stepped on it.
But I didn't.
Yes. All
But I
right.
probably will. Knowing my dumbass luck. Lord.
All right. So,
Oh, I like the look at that.
this is
oil.
Bell's stout.
Oh, God, that looks good.
Would you like one of those?
No, we'll stay.
you don't?
We'll stay on the
You'll
wagon.
stick on the wagon. Okay, all right.
Work on him. Come on, John. You know you want it. It's so good. Look at that, John.
He's see, that's
John, you only live once.
And that's why I stopped. I mean,
I'm like the
spilling.
devil on your
He's
shoulder.
spilling all over the place.
See what he does?
All right.
That's part of the charm. He's trying to get you enticed.
Ah.
Oh, is that here's
That's
a
the
good
one I
though.
brought.
This is a
The
good
one I
one.
brought.
Though. Yeah,
There's the one you brought. So,
Okay.
talk about the one you brought while we're getting set up here.
Well,
we're sampling a stout.
Now look at that. Look at that.
It's gorgeous.
Huh?
That's called nitro, baby.
Yeah.
Nothing like nitro.
Hey, I had never heard of the term legs to go with beer.
Really?
Until I started listening to the Hoppy Dudes podcast.
There you go.
Yeah,
lacing.
head. Everyone knew head, right?
That goes right with the chlamydia.
Everyone knew head, but legs.
But also the lacing.
Anyway, not to take away from belts, but I am partaking of a Guinness Zero non-alcoholic draft. This tastes like the real thing.
It's amazing.
This is amazing stuff.
It's amazing.
Oh my gosh, I love this stuff.
If I was on the wagon, I would drink the shit out of that.
All right.
That's a big one.
Yeah, no, excuse me, that's a good beer.
This Kalamazoo one is delicious.
The Bell's Kalamazoo Stout.
It's actually lighter than the porter.
Well, yeah, I mean...
Now, is that just fucking your head up?
No, I mean...
A stout lighter than a porter?
No,
it is.
stout is supposed to be a
it's
little
bending
bit
me over.
All right, I'm trying to have some serious beer knowledge. Idiot.
I know what you were thinking.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly.
It was exactly that.
Well, it was exactly that. Stout is supposed to be a little bit lighter than porter. Stout is actually a very light beer. Most people don't know that. Most people look at it and they think, "Oh, I'm looking at this beer. What color is it? It's black. It's got this like."
Yeah, you have a point because Guinness is actually a very light, creamy.
It is. It's surprisingly light.
And even the real Guinness, like not just the zero Guinness. It's got like 4% alcohol. Mm-hmm. It's got very few. It's like it's almost the same as a Miller Lite. Which is insane because Miller Lite sucks. Yeah. And Guinness is fucking awesome.
Because drink it all day.
Yeah, flavor, exactly. Which is what again, we've talked about this. London is my favorite place because I can go there, go to the pub, 3.5% beers. I'm hanging out all day, drinking beers, not getting pounded, but having a good time, enjoying good beer, getting, I love that. I think it's the greatest thing.
I mean, as Guinness goes, 1994, I wound up in Kenya. And... one of the two big breweries there is Guinness. They have a Guinness brewery.
That's right.
In Kenya. And like if you any like pub you go into in Kenya, at least at the time back in '94, you have two choices on tap: Tusker or Guinness.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all right.
And part of it is it's so hot and it's such a light.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a good for you beer.
But let's talk about this Bell's Kalamazoo Stout for a couple of minutes. It's a 6% ABV. I couldn't find anything on the IBU scale, so I don't know. But it seems like it's pretty hoppy.
It's hoppy, but not as hoppy as the last one.
No, definitely not as hoppy as the last one.
So
like I said, the Founder's Porter was kind of really high hopped for
maybe around
porter.
30.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But it's essentially flavored with a variety of malts and stuff. But what are you getting on the? What are you getting on the flavors? What are you getting on the flavors?
Hang on now.
Aroma and flavor.
As my uncle used to say, let me put my good eye on it.
Good eye. Put the good half of your tongue on this one.
Exactly.
Bell's Kalamazoo
roasted
Stout.
malt.
Well, while you think about it, let me talk about Bell's for a second, because there is an interesting story here, too. They initially opened as a home brewing supply store in 1983 in Kalamazoo.
Yep.
They didn't start brewing beer until 1985. They are the oldest craft brewery in Michigan.
Wow.
Yep.
And the oldest craft brewery east of Colorado.
Wow.
Huh.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You guys need to come to Michigan. I'm telling you.
I'm in.
Yeah. We got to take
do that.
We're going to take a trip out to Michigan.
They cut the ice and spin it. That's cool.
Oh, I've done that.
I want to see that. I want to be there. That sounds really. I try and describe it to people. They look at me like I'm fucking insane.
I've got video.
We should send it.
Send it. We'll post it
because that's cool as shit.
But yeah, Bell's was originally named the Kalamazoo Brewing Company.
Okay.
Based on where they were founded, right? I mean, today their primary brewing is in Comstock, Michigan.
Tom's.
Yeah, I
It's
don't know.
up in the Grand Rapids area.
It's up in the Grand Rapids area. Okay, so they've
Good thing you're
moved
here.
north.
It's kind of a little corridor up between Grand Rapids and Kalamazoo.
Okay. And so like I said, Kalamazoo Brewing Company, they changed their name in 2006 to Bell's, but basically because the owner was Larry Bell.
Yeah, okay.
Right?
And you could do that.
Yeah, exactly.
He has every right.
And in 2021, not unlike Founders, they sold the majority
man.
controlling interest to the man.
Yep.
And in this case,
To Joe Jackson?
no,
He says he's the man.
to the Lion Beverage Company, an Australian company, which is a subsidiary of Japanese Kirin.
Oh, so he sold to Kieran, basically.
Yeah, so basically,
I knew a girl named Karen once.
Oh, okay.
I still know.
I don't know where we want to go with that story, but okay.
Is that in the biblical sense?
No.
I'm just asking.
Okay,
I'm just asking.
Jeez.
We all have lives.
I mean, the way you just popped up and perked up.
I know.
on
You seem
good
pretty,
memory. I don't know.
That's the only
pretty
Karen I
excited
ever
about
met.
that.
I don't know.
Yeah, it seems she had a lasting
Maybe
memory.
she's named after the place.
Beer. I don't know. But anyway, Kirin beer, I mean, that's a pretty popular beer.
Actually, pretty good beer, too.
Yeah, it's not a bad beer. But they essentially own Bell's.
Yeah, okay, wow.
Yeah, so it's interesting.
Good for Mr. Bell.
Yeah.
Larry.
So tell me
Larry.
tell me what you think about that beer. How do you rate it on a scale of 1 to 5?
I'll give it a 3.6. I like it.
3.6. Okay.
I like it.
111,000 reviews on Untapped. 3.74 out of 5. So you're right there.
You're right there.
See?
Okay. And how coffee taste?
Yeah, a little coffee in there, but not too strong.
Okay.
Hops, roasted malt.
Yep.
Not a lot of chocolate in this one.
People describe this as roasty.
Roasty, that's it.
Roasty, yes. So roasted taste, yep. Rich, roasty, dark, smooth.
Smooth.
Is
very
how
smooth.
people describe it, yeah.
I agree.
Okay.
It's good. Yep.
Cool. All right. So let's jump into our next phase of our party disasters.
Yeah.
And our next phase is, let's talk about.
Oh, look.
I mean, this gets a little. I mean, what we talked about so far with parents being it's just some shenanigans, but we had a couple where there was actually some property damage or some accusations of disturbing the peace.
Yeah, and a lot of hatred for a bit on this particular one that you're talking about because because there was blame going around, and I honestly think this was more of an accident and someone trying to help someone. And
The first one we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
We were often misunderstood.
Yes.
True.
I think I'm often misunderstood now.
Well, we weren't trying to be dicks most of the time.
The point I think the listener...
Still not trying to be.
What the listeners need to know is, regardless of these stories, we all were calculating the things we were doing. Like, we were taking calculated risks.
Yeah.
Now, on the sometimes the math was pretty bad, right? But in other times...
I'm bad at math, so...
And when you looked in from the outside, you were like, whoa, these guys are crazy. But we were doing very calculated things.
Yeah. And most of the time, we weren't driving and drinking.
Well, except for me.
There's that.
There's that.
I avoided it at
I was the designated
walk.
drunk driver.
Yeah.
You guys know that.
Yes, I know.
That's kind of true.
That's kind of sad, actually.
I would walk, though. I mean, I would be like, fuck it, I'm walking.
Yeah.
If
walked
push
all
came
over
to
the
shove, I
place.
would
I'm
walk.
still here.
I walked all over the place. Yeah, kids, don't do this at home.
Yeah.
Or anywhere else.
But I got yelled at for drunk walking, too, so... You could have died.
Could have.
Not
I
really.
wouldn't have killed anybody else.
Not really.
Unless you ran into them really hard because you stumbled into them. All right. But yeah, so, I mean, the first incident,
Yeah.
there was a party. And I remember, like, in the roll up to this party, like, John, you talked about the fact that, by Friday, everybody knew where the parties were. Right?
Yeah. Right.
Friday morning, everybody knew where the parties were going to be.
Yep.
And this was actually a party where the parents were going to be home.
Yeah. Sanctioned.
It was a sanctioned
Yes.
party, but there was some concern expressed about our group's attendance because you guys just like...
There was a reputation that grew over time.
You guys caused problems.
Yeah.
And so, I don't think deserved, But anyway,
I wasn't there, by the way, either.
You weren't there for this one?
I was not. I heard about this secondhand.
Yeah, well, John was the driver that night.
Yep,
The girl I was dating at the time
was there.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I wasn't. For whatever reason, I couldn't make it to that one.
So we...
She was mad.
So we got there, and because they finally relented. Like, you guys can come to the party, just don't cause any problem.
Right.
And I think
absolutely not.
No, we're not going to... Us? No, we don't cause problems. We're just...
me?
Who, me? So we get there, and I remember distinctly, I'm standing there, and, just nice party, people are talking, hanging out, whatever, music playing. And I remember seeing a friend of ours come running out of the bathroom. It was in the basement of these people's house.
Yeah.
Close the door behind him and go walking out. Like, leave the building, out the basement door.
Gone.
And with that, I see water coming out from under the bathroom door. And I'm like...
Someone needs to build an ark now.
Get Noah on the phone.
We need 2x2 animals immediately.
John, start collecting animals. I'm gonna get Noah on the phone. We're gonna build an ark.
I have the sheep. I get the sheep.
Of course you do.
But I opened the door, and this guy who was not with us, but who was there and was horribly drunk, is laying on the floor. The tank of the toilet is split in two.
And I'm sure the water's like hitting the ceiling.
And the water's just like hitting the ceiling, and it's like a flood, and it's like...
Oops.
It's like, I turned around, I looked at the people we came with, and I was like...
Look at the time.
Look at the time. We gotta go.
Time to go.
Time to go.
Time to go.
Time to go. And then John drove the getaway car.
And I think it might... I think the shit I heard was more that you guys ran.
Oh, yeah.
And you looked incredibly guilty for it. Like, they thought you did it. Where you guys were just like, get the fuck out of here, because I don't know what just happened, but I don't want to, I'm not involved, I don't want any part of it, but it made it look like you guys were guilty, and you guys were just like, fuck you, I'm out of here.
So, after that, when we had clarity the next day, and we talked to the people involved, our friend had gone into the bathroom to check on this other person, the drunken fellow, who was throwing up in the toilet or trying to...
And by the way, he was like a rookie drinker.
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't part of our hardened criminal group.
Yeah.
So many.
A professional.
He was a professional asshole.
He was an amateur.
Yeah.
So this is kind of his first rodeo.
Yeah. So,
and it didn't go well for him. And
so our friend goes in there, and he's like, I guess this kid was like dry heaving.
Yeah. And he's pretty big. Like, compared to our friend, he's like a good head taller. He was pretty big
tall,
guy. He wasn't a little guy.
Yeah. And so our friend is like, I'll help him. I'll do a Heimlich maneuver.
Yeah.
And he starts trying to do this Heimlich maneuver, and he like pushes him forward and bashes his head, the top of his head, into the top of the tank of the toilet, and it splits in half.
Yeah. See, trying to do a good thing, and what happens?
Yeah.
Right?
No good deed goes unpunished.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
You guys are the bad guys there.
Yeah. So we were the bad guys. And then
time to get out of there.
Time to go. Gotta go.
I mean, because honestly,
I tell you what, if you'd have gotten the arc, you might have been forgiven. Like, oh look, we got to go, but we got you an arc.
But think of it this way:
we see the world as flooded.
There's no good way in a short period of time you can explain what just happened. No. So we better
they didn't even know.
We might as well run the hell out of it.
Well, you didn't even know.
Especially if you were on the kind of the edge of the guest list, because you might cause a problem. And you swear you won't cause a problem.
Right.
And then this happens.
Yeah.
They would have asked us to leave anyway.
True. That's true.
Yeah.
We just sped it up.
Yeah, you guys were more efficient.
We were helpful to them because we didn't have to make them have to go through it. Yeah. But anyway, but same friend who basically performed his Heimlich.
Yeah.
We were at a party at his house one time, and I actually think that a bunch of us, like, we needed money to buy a keg. We knew, like, his parents were going to be out that night. We needed money to buy a keg, and we actually went around begging.
Seriously?
Yes, during the day.
To whom?
Anybody around the pool, around Jefferson Pool,
okay.
up at the mall.
Like other young people.
Yeah.
I picture you going door to door.
It was early GoFundMe.
It was early GoFundMe.
Early GoFundMe.
Pre-internet GoFundMe.
Yeah.
So we wound up having
my drunkenness.
we wound up having this party at this guy's house, and at one point, for some reason, we all decided to pile on one individual and
Like
jump
a dog pile.
like a dog pile.
Sure.
But he happened to be sitting on the couch in the living room, and all of a sudden you hear this crack loud
Yeah.
as the leg on the couch broke. And then we spent the rest of the evening trying to figure
Fixing the
out how to
goddamn
fix
couch.
the couch.
Well, there were some big dudes.
Yeah.
That's true.
Some big
That's
dudes
true.
hung with
That's
us.
true,
So.
yeah.
That's true. Yes.
I remember one particular New Year's, one of the biggest dudes was got really ill, and the reason is because we kind of, I guess we ran out of booze, and he found Aqua Velva
Oh God.
and was in the bathroom drinking the Aqua Velva.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was ugly.
Wow.
Yes.
That was really bad.
That was ugly.
Dude, no.
Yeah, no, that
No,
was bad.
dude.
But we also had incidents where, like, they were disturbing the peace moments.
Yeah.
Do you remember, Jerry, when you were playing at, what was that place called?
Olympic Gardens.
Olympic Gardens.
Yeah, in the clubhouse.
In the clubhouse.
Yeah, our friend Juice
Yeah.
organized a big party, a Halloween party.
A Halloween
it was,
party,
yeah.
Yep.
And I was playing with, I don't think it was the Rips. Yeah, it might have been the Ripsaws. I think it was Dave.
I don't remember,
and everybody was there. I think it was the old Ripsaws.
Yeah.
You know, and we were playing there, and the party's going on, and it's a good one. I mean, there's booze and beer and everything, and all of a sudden, I look up and a policeman walks in the fucking door.
Yeah, because somebody called the cops. Because who thinks you can have, like, this much sound going on in a clubhouse in the middle of an apartment complex?
And I'm like, he comes in and he walks up to the microphone, right? Because we're the band, right? And I'm like, putting my guitar down. I'm trying to get as close to the door as I can.
So you could run out.
So I get the fuck out of Dodge, right? And he walks up to the microphone and he says, and we knew this fella. We knew this officer. He was a known person. We knew him quite well. He knew us and we knew him.
He often patrolled high school dances.
Yeah, we knew him real well. And nice guy. And he comes up to the microphone and he says, excuse me, I'm sorry to interrupt, but with a person with a license plate G57E3596FZHKLXYPR2115, please move your car. Your license plate is blocking the driveway.
Wow.
And everyone goes, ha 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 ha! And he just goes, keep it cool, guys. And he left us alone. He didn't bust anybody. He didn't break it up. He told a good joke, and then he left.
Well, I mean,
and that was like shit. And I was like, okay, I can put my guitar back on.
I had another. I don't want to call it run-in. Another experience with the same officer.
Yeah.
At a party that John, you brought up earlier when we were getting set up today at our friend's house in West Caddy, up the street from Jerry.
Yeah, Shorty.
Shorty, yeah.
Well, yeah,
We'll call him Shorty
Shorty,
for the purpose of this podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. So I mean,
That was the night
could
that
st-
I developed my fondness for Scotch, and
first time.
we were singing Bob Seger, and we were having a good old time
the
in the
page.
garage,
Right, yeah,
Not bothering anyone, mind you.
True.
And of course, you know the driveway was off an alley there.
Yeah,
and,
Right.
All
Yeah, it
of
came
a
into the
sudden,
back of a house.
all of a sudden, you know, we're not bothering anyone that I was aware of. Several
nobody that we were aware of.
police vehicles
The 5-0.
came down the driveway, and I heard,
Please, you're completely surrounded.
It's like there was a fucking SWAT team.
it was.
Which was absolutely complete bullshit.
And so what we did was we ran. And we'd go through the bushes.
across the street.
You ran
we
through
did.
the
There was
bushes,
hedges
you ran
across the
through the
street.
brambles. You ran through the bushes where the rabbits couldn't go.
Yes.
You ran so fast the hounds couldn't catch them. Down the Mississippi to the Gulf of Mexico. The Battle of West Caddy.
Yeah, the Battle of West Caddy. Exactly. That's what it was.
Oh my Lord! Did you guys end up down by the Lehigh River down there, down by the Fairview House?
So
or something?
where did you go?
I met up with a couple of friends who were at the gathering.
We're at the gathering.
We
Hopped
into my car.
You make it sound so
there
nice.
you
Hopped
go.
into my car and we went somewhere else.
Sped off.
You went to find another gathering.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So here was my my experience that night. I dove through the bushes, and I landed on the other side.
Indiana fucking Jones.
Yeah. And all of a sudden, like, I don't even know who the people were that lived there, but like, two guys like jumped on me.
Seriously?
Yeah, I'm like laying on the ground. I'm all torn up from the bushes.
And you get the shit beat out of you?
And two dudes like jumped on me, and they're like, "Dad, we got one."
Oh no!
And it's like I'm thinking, holy shit, this is like a scene from Deliverance.
Yeah. You're gonna end up changing
You
the
got
basic with a ball in your mouth.
Yeah.
Gag ball, like in Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, exactly.
You're gonna end up with the ball in your mouth and the guy's fucking face.
You got a pretty mouth.
You got a pretty mouth,
Daddy,
boy.
we got us
We
one.
got us one. We got us one of them.
And he's sweet.
He's a blonde hair, sweet
Oh,
boy.
shit.
But anyway, so
Oh, my God.
So I'm on the ground, and because like I said, I'm rolling on the ground because I came through these bushes, and I'm like all tore up, and these guys jump on me, and I'm like I can't move because they
pinned you
got
down.
the advantage on me because
There's
they
two of them.
Yeah, there's two of them, and they came on me while I was still on the ground, and so they're like the dad. They're like, Dad, he's out yelling to the cops. We got one over here.
Oh, no.
But it was the same cop that read off the license
Oh,
plate.
no shit.
He comes up, he's like,
Oh,
okay,
hey, I got it from here.
I got it from here. He throws me.
It's all right, buddy. I got you.
He throws me in the back of the car, and we drive around the corner.
All right, you can go.
He stops, he turns around and looks at me. He opens the door, he goes, get the fuck out of my car.
Yeah.
If I see you again tonight, you're going to jail.
You're going to jail.
He's a good guy.
He was a good guy.
He's
And I
a
was
good
like,
guy.
okay, bye. And I went back to the house.
Well, that's of course you did. We reassembled.
We reassembled.
Did you really?
Yeah.
And continued to party?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Well, it was-
the crisis was
lower
over.
key.
Yeah,
Oh,
like,
yeah,
like,
it's
well, like
funny.
you know, like most of the people had gone, and so a small group of us, like John
It
said,
was time to clear a few out. You know,
I'm sorry I
like-
missed that one.
Yeah,
That's
Because
fine.
sometimes
continue to party.
undesirables would be attracted to the
undesirables. Yeah, that's
the light.
That was the problem. Undesirables. Undesirables. Yeah.
Like moths to a keg.
Well, you know, back in those days, what always, in hindsight, having become a adult and a parent, and
Not an asshole anymore.
it amazed me how many parents in those days thought it was perfectly okay to host these
Yeah.
these drinking events with underage kids and then let them hop in their cars and run
Yeah,
away.
no.
I mean, there wasn't even that much of let me have your keys. You're not going anywhere. It was it was.
Well, I mean, my mom and dad did that to an extent, but you couldn't drive.
Yeah.
They were not tolerating any driving.
Yeah.
We had the bar. My dad built the bar in the basement, and the football
Yeah.
team. We would come and hang out. there.
Come and
Just
hang
slept
out.
over.
Oh, yeah, and you just like
You
crash
didn't go
somewhere.
anywhere.
Yeah.
And that was the
Yeah,
big
I guess I'm
prerequisite
okay
to that
with
one.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
which
okay
was
with
fine,
that. Yeah.
but
That wasn't everyone,
Nope.
right? Right? That wasn't everyone.
Yeah, that wasn't everyone. So
Mr.
anyway.
Wrong. You know.
Time.
Yes.
Mr. Wrong.
You're
Yeah.
correct. Mr.
Yeah,
Wrong.
yeah.
Good one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Perfectly.
yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Right?
Yes.
Mr. Wrong.
Mr. Wrong. People would always go over to
Sounds
Mr.
like an
Wrong.
Asian guy.
Mr. That would be Mr.
Yeah,
Wong.
I missed out wrong.
He was down the street from me a
He
little
was.
bit. Yeah,
He
Mr.
wasn't far
Wrong.
from your house.
I could walk from
Yeah.
his. I never did, but
you
I could
did
walk
Drag
from
it
his.
back from his house. Lord.
Why
yes.
walk when you can drive drunk?
Exactly.
No,
And
we do not condone that.
kids
No, not at all.
we do not
Yeah,
condone
no,
this. Kids
no.
do not do this.
Different time,
Uber,
different place.
baby, Uber.
Uber,
I wish
yeah.
we had
We
Uber.
didn't have-
Imagine if we had
yeah.
Uber back
We didn't
then.
have that.
Shit, that would have been great.
No, we didn't have
Would
Uber.
have saved me a lot.
No
of grief.
cell phones, no Uber.
Exactly. But anyway, time for beer number 3.
Yes.
Okay, let's go.
So beer number 3, we're going back to Founders, right?
Okay, back to the first one.
Back to the first one. Back to the first brewery.
Okay.
But this is Founders Dirty Bastard. Scotch style.
Oh my
ale.
God, Scotch. See, Scotch
Yeah.
is where it's at.
the theme.
Scotch is where it's at.
This is a pretty heavy one. 8.5
Yeah.
ABV.
Yeah, knock you on your ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like a barley wine almost.
Yeah, and again, with Founders, this is a thing, I think. Like, IBU scale 50. Scotch ales are typically between 15 and 35, and this is a 50.
Yeah.
It's hoppy. Yeah.
It's very hoppy.
but it doesn't. It's not overly bitter.
It's not overly bitter
Balanced
because
pretty well.
because there's so much malt in this that it's like
there's a lot going on there.
There's a lot going on here. Yeah.
I remember someone told me once. There's a lot.
There's a lot going on here.
Lion sack of shit.
Oh.
Look, you could be on the wagon, but you have partaken.
I grew up in the neighborhood,
Exactly.
so I partook a lot.
Of course.
Right. So, okay.
The king of partaking.
All right. Anyway,
so what are you drinking?
What I'm enjoying this moment is a Klausthaler. They claim to be the German pioneers of NA brews, and this is.
You mean Klausthaler?
Exactly. Whatever that is.
Goddamn
I took five years of German in high school, and yeah. Anyway,
did you really?
Wait,
5 years?
No shit.
You took 5 years of German in 4 years?
Exactly.
Wow.
I love German.
You weren't good at math, though.
I was German. I had an epic skit on. It was a Steve Martin thing on some Egyptian thing. That I
King Tut.
Yes, that I translated into German. And I had 2 assistants.
Oh my God!
And we did this skit, and
in German.
It was filmed.
How do you say funky?
Wait, this was filmed.
Did it exist somewhere?
I don't have it, but Mrs. whatever German teacher person, she thought it was really cool.
All right, internet denizens, we need this.
I would love to see it.
Find it.
It was epic.
Anybody out there that wants to find this?
Please,
John.
How do you say funky tut in German?
Oh, jeez, it's all gone away, Jerry.
Funken tut.
Yeah.
Ach du liebe
König Tut.
König Tut. King Tut, yeah.
König Tut.
It's an umlaut. König
Tut. Yep. Anyway, the Klausthaler, very clear.
Perfect.
Oh, I like it.
No shit.
It's a little too Pilsner for you.
Pilsner, yeah.
Yeah, a little too Pilsner for you, but
That's his nick.
Very tasty. I had this for the first time in Arizona. That's where we winter now. Because we winter.
Yeah. You're like a bird.
We winter.
Born in Arizona, moved to Babylonia.
Those are the words I translated into German, and we sang. It was epic. I'm telling you.
I want that.
It was the highlight of my German career.
Huh. All right.
Okay.
This is good.
All right. So, Jerry, what do you think of the Founder's Dirty Bastard Scotch style ale?
Malty, delicious, balanced, good hops. Flavors.
You get a sweetness out of it?
A little bit. Hang on.
It's described as having a ruby red color, and I absolutely agree with that.
Totally.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I don't know, caramel? I feel like I'm tasting caramel.
It's caramel.
Mount Caramel? Mount Caramel?
Mount Caramel. Do you think it's heavy?
No.
A lot of people describe it as heavy. I don't think it is.
It's heavy in terms of alcohol.
Yeah, but it's not heavy.
It's not a heavy beer.
It's not a heavy beer.
No, it's not weighing me down.
No. I think it's pretty smooth.
I like it. Balanced.
Yeah, I think it is. It's brewed with what they say is 70 varieties of imported malts, but they don't say what they are.
70?
70.
That's a lot.
70.
Yes, 70.
Huh.
But yeah, it's an 8.5 ABV, 50 on the IBU scale. What do you rate it?
4.
You give it a 4.
I like it.
Whoa.
You really like it? Okay.
I like it.
270,000 reviews on Untapped, 3.77 out of 5.
See?
Okay.
I'm in
Highest
the
of the
ballpark.
day.
Yeah.
Highest of the day.
Yeah.
But
exactly. That's very good.
Overshot their runway a little bit, but not too much.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, while we're finishing up here, there were some other, just really stupid moments at parties.
Oh, yeah.
That we just got to bring up.
One involving you, my friend.
Oh, my goodness.
John.
Yeah.
Yes. All
A
right.
certain fella's name who lived near our friend Lady D over in that neighborhood over there by Hilbert's.
Yeah.
And there was a party there.
There was.
And there was a young man who said, got the bright idea, says, there's a dartboard here. Why don't you throw darts at my face?
Look. So here's the real story. Here's the real story.
Okay.
So Lee and I,
There's a real
we ended up living together, right? We knew each other quite well,
Yeah.
and I had complete faith and confidence in my friend's capabilities, and regardless of how much alcohol he had consumed. And so sometimes we would take a calculated risk to prove to others
That we're insane.
that you could have more fun than what they currently were experiencing.
Because pain is fun.
They had a dartboard, all right?
Yeah.
And we just decided that it would be really cool if I stood in front of the dartboard and Lee threw a dart at me. Because
Not trying to hit him, trying to miss him.
Because I had confidence in his ability to miss me.
Well, how did that go, John?
Well,
wait.
It would have gone just fine. It would have been just fine.
I was like William Tell.
Yeah, he was good. He was good. I could have put an apple on my head, but anyway, so I stood in front of the dartboard.
Well, this goes back to your freshman year. Put the prize in your head. Don't let it fall off.
See?
Anyway, and people were like, oh, is he really going to do it? Is he really going to do it? Well, of course he's going to do it, right?
You could lose an eye.
Well, funny you should bring that up. So anyway, Lee's standing there, and everything would have gone per plan, and unless some idiot hadn't pushed Lee.
Oh, no.
At
Seriously?
the moment of release.
Seriously? I didn't know that.
Yes. And so the dart hit me about an inch below my right eye.
And then
I'm standing because I didn't see it, right?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I'm like, ow, right?
You dick.
Like, what fuck, man? Like, what, you hit me? I think it was years later that I realized I could have been the headline: promising young high schooler loses right eye.
Loses right eye. Yeah.
It goes back to the thing I always say.
You could be wearing an eye patch.
Exactly.
It isn't funny until someone loses an eye.
But I didn't.
Thank God.
I didn't.
Yes.
That's just, holy shit.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know where this aura about us came from, but I think it might have been moments like that.
Why people think we would cause trouble and shit.
Did you remember the tack game at lunch at school?
The what?
The tack game.
Tack.
We would sit at lunch and we would lay like 3 or 5 tacks on the table. And the game was you had to pass your hand over the tacks while the person, your opponent, tried to hit your hand as hard as they could down onto the tacks.
Right.
So risk reward, right?
Right.
So if you weren't fast enough to move your hand out of the way, you got tacked.
Or the other person got
tacked.
That's actually a kind of.
But people would look at that and say,
"You got any tacks?"
No.
People would look at that and say, "That looks like a really dangerous game," and we were like, "No,
it's just a tack.
It's not.
It's a tack.
We're just playing tacks.
We're just playing tacks. Yeah,
it's not
as opposed to
you.
jacks.
It's not going to go through your heart. It's going to hurt your hand a little bit.
Yeah. It's just a tack.
Just a tack.
Exactly.
Probably won't hit an artery.
What's a tiny little hole?
Yeah, stupidity at its best. Mm-hmm. But do you remember, like, when we were in college and living in our first apartment, the Roach Motel?
Yeah, the Roach. Yeah, we had roaches.
We had a ton of roaches.
Yeah, remember we complained about them?
Yeah.
And they yelled at us?
Yeah.
Because we were rather tidy.
Your fault.
We were rather tidy. We would make dinners together.
Yes.
We gourmet dinners. We made
cooked.
Cornish game hens
We
one
actually
night.
cooked. That's right.
Right,
We did.
and we had a clean place. Well, most of the time it was clean. And
Well, do you remember, like, we lived there for 3 weeks, and then after 3 weeks, we looked around and went, we don't own a vacuum. And then I got one from my mother.
we did. But remember, we would come home at night and we would try
tidy.
to we would try to sneak up on the roaches, right? Like,
Yes.
Good luck.
We would jump in real quick because the kitchen was right there, and we would see them all up. And
Yeah, good luck.
Oh, yeah. But do you remember we had a bunch of friends came in town one weekend for a Penn State football game?
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, just for everybody out there, our window, we had one big window on one wall, and we had a beautiful view of the Roy Rogers dumpster.
We did.
It was out on an alley, and we had the Roy Rogers dumpster out there. Yeah. And we had a Roy Rogers dumpster, and basically we had everybody who was in from out of town over to our place for a party, and the next morning you had decided we needed fish, and you went and got a fish tank, and you had fish, and the next morning, and remember this was still when corded phones, right?
Yeah.
Another phone issue. We got up and we looked, where's the phone? The phone is in the fish tank.
yeah,
Because somebody decided that the fish wanted to make a call.
Well, they might have.
And you know what? We took it out, we dried it out, and that thing
And it
worked.
worked, yeah.
It worked. Worked fine.
I was kind of pissed about that because I think you killed the fish too.
Seriously? Electrocuted them?
Yeah, I think the other things got put in the fish tank that night. Yeah,
Oh, that's true. I think
I'm a fish. I like
died.
fish.
Yeah.
Fish are friends.
Yeah.
I was sad.
Not food.
Sad and mad.
Yes, exactly. But even before alcohol, I mean, a lot of what we talked about is like alcohol inspired.
Yes.
Stupidity.
Yes.
But do you remember at, again, Lady D's house?
Oh yeah, we weren't allowed to have alcohol.
It was
a birthday party.
It was a birthday party
in the basement,
and I think we might have been like freshmen at the time in high school.
Freshman or sophomore? Yeah, I think freshman is probably right. Yeah.
And all of a sudden, a freaking food fight broke out.
Oh yeah, because there was no alcohol. We're not sedated. We went berserk, and we attacked each other with food. And it was the goddamn funniest thing ever. It was so much fun. I mean, everyone was pissing their pants laughing.
It was funny if you weren't the parents that
to clean it up.
And if you weren't her that had to clean it up.
I mean, it was cake, and it was just everything was everywhere. It just got we went berserk.
I think that was inspired by the FCAF. Cafeteria food fight. Where literally there were about 500 kids throwing food at each other.
In our high school we had FCAF and BCAF depending on which wing. And in the FCAF, yes, I was there for the epic food fight.
Out of control.
Yes, with one of the phys ed teachers just yelling at people to stop, and everybody's just like throwing food at
him. No one stopped. No one stopped.
Mr. C?
No. That was somebody else.
Oh, okay. No, it didn't matter.
It did matter.
It wasn't going to stop.
But anyway, all right.
It's like a tidal wave.
All right, we got to get out of here because you know what? Our wives are waiting for us to come
we have reservations.
We have reservations for dinner. Yeah. So let's get out of here. So John,
play date.
Thank you, dude.
Yeah.
Thank you for showing up and participating.
We should do this every year.
We should. We will. We should.
Love it.
All right, I'm going to play us out, man.
All right. So hey, if you like this episode, like us, love us, give us 5 stars, share us.
Shout out Ivy. You're always great. And keep subscribing, listening.
Raise your hands up, dudes.